We saw the Shichey HaRan and Sichos HaRan. We're holding. Actually, we got two parts of Shichey HaRan, and somehow, for some reason, the second chelek of Shichey HaRan also starts from Aleph. In the meantime, we are the first part of Shichey HaRan in Shevach Yutes. גם היה רוגל מאוד בימי קטנוסוי ובימי ילדוסוי. He was accustomed when he was small, when he was just a kid, to run each and every time to the cave of the Baal Shem Tov, Zecher Tzaddik V'Kodesh L'Vrocha, and to ask him to help him get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu. And he used to go there at night. In the time of the winter, when it was really freezing, he used to go there at night, and when he came back, he went to the mikveh. And there were two birds. There was one inside that was heated, and the one outside. Mikveh chutz ha-mincha, so mikveh one inside. And he chose to go dafka in the mincha with the outside when it was really cold. And it was extremely cold because he came from the kever. He was already chill. And it was a long way between his house and the cemetery. And also from the cemetery to the mikveh. And besides the fact that he stayed for a long time at the kever, afal pichen, he would go dafka to Toivel in the mikveh that was standing outside, in order to break down his physicality. And all this was hidden in at night. And I heard from somebody that heard from him, from his holy mouth, that when he did this, he was just 6 years old. He was so hidden from everybody, from the Odom. Until once he went to the mikveh in the winter. And he came from Teveling, and his face was still wet from the water. And the people, everybody was wondering that what? In the winter somebody would wash his hair. They didn't fathom that he was in the mikveh. They just thought he washed his hair. They thought, who washes his hair in such cold weather? And they thought, it was just childish, he was extremely hidden from everyone. And also the great fasts that he used to fast, nobody knew. Nobody, not his father, not his mother, not anybody, not all the people who are close to him. Only his wife used to know that. And he swore her not to reveal to anybody. He used to do all kinds of tricks to disguise it and to hide it, all these fasts that he used to fast, so that nobody should know about it. What you hear from over here is that beyond anything is there's no hanky-panky about this. You want to be a success at anything, you work at it. People that make great fortunes, even in this world, money, they're like this because they're driven, they're focused, single-mindedly focused, and they work a lot harder than anybody else, non-stop. And as they say in Hebrew, lo roim mimeter, they don't see nothing. They don't they don't let anything stand their way. Nothing. Begashmis is like this. Beruchnis is also like this. Rabbi Nachman was the biggest multi-billionaire that there was. How? Because he worked harder than anybody. Because he was focused and single-minded. That's it, and nothing else mattered. Now, the Rebbe used to stand, you'll see weiter, the Rebbe used to stand in the mikveh, this cold mikveh. It's a freezing water, you have to break the ice to go, He used to stand there for a long time. So how could he stand there for a long time? How come, the body didn't freeze? How come he didn't... Abdallah Koenig, Zecher Tzaddik V'Rocha, said, is because, he didn't call it in those words because those words were not in vogue at the time when he explained it. And this is what they call mind over matter. This was the mind was so strong. The mind can be strong, so strong as to prevent the body from freezing. The mind is stronger than the body. That kind of single-mindedness. HaRan was the ultimate businessman. He was the ultimate tycoon. And he dealt with the ultimate business. Serving Hashem and fixing the world. You can't get there, by filling your stomach with Popsy and Devil Dogs and, Reese's peanut butter cups. Doesn't work. This is Shichey. Let's say, in what the Rebbe says in Sichos Yutes. Omar Rabbeinu said, I yearn very much to bring the Olam to doing. That it'll be a chiyuv, it'll be a must by every single person to learn that much and that much every single day without exception. He says, even people that are very far from the Kedusha, that were chapped in great traps until the constant in Averis Rachmon Litzlan, Afal Pichen, the koach of the Torah is so great that it can take them out of all those Averis. All those Averis. If they will make a law, an unchangeable law, every single day to learn that much, be what may, Bevada they'll be zoich to get out of whatever it is they're caught in to the Torah, because the koach of the Torah is immense. And the Iker, Magamosre, the Cheftzei, the main goal and will of Rabbeinu was only the Avdus, Vasir, Shel Kedusha, just to do uvdus, to do deeds of Kedusha, Bli Shum Chochmas Klal, without any, you don't need no sophistications, nothing. Rak shenasak tomid basir shel Kedusha bepshitas. In other words, just to do deeds of holiness in the utter simplicity, to learn a lot of Torah, to do a lot of mitzvahs, to daven a lot, to beg HaKadosh Baruch Hu a lot, everything simply, without any chokhmas. And the Rabbeinu has warned us to be ständig happy, be happy all the time. And he spoke about this in of Simcha, as he said in the Heiligest Firm. But more than that, he told us about Peh, and he warned us again and again and again, many times, to be just besimcha. And he says everything, he says, we see in the HaRan that you have to be besimcha tomid, and mitzvah gedolah to be besimcha, and to push away, sadness and more shchayra. And the main thing is to be besimcha and make yourself happy with everything you can. Specifically by doing silly things, by jokes. To make yourself like a fool and to do all kinds of foolishness and jumping and dancing, to come to simcha. It's a very, very, very great thing. Because the nature of a person is to pull himself into depression. It's in human nature. It says you have to break this. You have to do whatever it is you can. Like HaRan has this song. It says they're making noises of monkeys and this and that, whatever it is. The ikir is make yourself a simcha. The first line of defense against this is milsa deshtusa. He says there's no way this time that a person can make himself a simcha without milsa deshtusa. I hope you heard that.